right there at Smoothie King Arena. The warm-up starts now. Let's go!
Let's go!
Hello there, I'm Stephanie, ready alongside Gary Payton, the Hall of Famer, and Brendan Haywood, the NBA champion. In fact, a couple of rings up here at the table.
Did you say smoothie?
I said smoothie, which was accurate. It was the arena part that was not accurate. It's
What is it
Smoothie
called?
King Center.
Center.
Yes, but I caught myself, but it was after. But thank you guys.
And then you call this show warm up?
I did, and that's...
It's cold in here. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what he was doing. Are you okay? It's freezing in here.
Yeah, I was playing with the thermostat, but
It's called the warm up.
Huh?
Keeping it warm.
Well, we keep it chilling here. I keep
Oh,
it cool.
my goodness.
You want some
so,
ice water?
listen,
Oh, no.
Carmelo Anthony, right? He's likely to return. In fact, we just heard hot off the press that it's likely he will start tonight.
What?
Yes. I
Wow.
mean, he has not played in over a year. Last time he featured in an NBA game was in Houston with the Rockets. That was back in November of 2018. What do you guys think?
I think because of what Portland is going through right now and the people that they don't have, especially with Dame out right now, it's a good move by Terry Stotts. Just bring him in and see what he can do as soon as possible. Don't let him sit there. Don't let him do all of that. Let him get in there and see what he got after a year of layoff. And as we see, you know, Brandon, we've been watching IG all the time. This guy works out every day. So let's see what he got. Let's see if he's in basketball shape. Let's see what's going on. Give him a start. Give him a bone. And see what he can do.
But, GP, we know there's a difference between IG workouts and NBA play. There's a little bit of a difference, and you can't be in basketball shape without playing basketball. So I don't really love the start for Carmelo. I think it puts a lot of pressure on him coming out of the gate. They're probably going to feature him, run a couple of little plays, but I would rather see him warm up into it, step in, maybe get 5 to 10 minutes a half, get used to playing basketball again. It's been over a year?
Yeah, just over a year.
It's been over a year since he's played meaningful 5-on-5 basketball.
But I still say he's still been playing 5-on-5. He's playing pickup ball. He's still getting a little bang. It's not against like basketball players.
Have you seen those games?
But it's different. But it's different though, B, because they don't play no D. They don't play people like you. He ain't gonna play nobody like you tonight.
GP,
he ain't playing nobody that's
on IG, man. Those games they wasn't playing no D. They had J. Cole in there getting buckets on people, man.
So listen, okay. I know we're talking about should he start or should he not start. He might be a little rusty, but is there a school of thought that thinks that maybe it's better for him to start because he hasn't played in so long, meaning once he gets warmed up to let him just keep going so it's not the start. That's
what I was saying to B. I would rather him start because this NBA is not like when you play. It's more physical when you were playing. Now, somebody that is with your physicality would say, okay, he ain't been in here in a year. I'm gonna bang him up. Let me hurt him up. These guys are real soft. They're not going to play like that. They're soft. I'm going to say it one more time. They're soft.
They're not soft.
They're soft, man. They're not going to do that. So he's going to have a good. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine.
First off, I'm going to stand up for the younger generation. These guys aren't soft. The game is simply played different than the prison rules that you played in the 90s, okay?
Soft.
Okay?
Soft.
You had to have a parole officer when you was out there playing in the 90s, man.
I like that parole officer.
I know you do.
Yeah.
But the game is different. You are right. They're not going to go bang Carmelo Anthony. I'm just worried about the long layoff, but at the end of the day, I think we both want to see one thing: Carmelo getting buckets.
Yep, that's
Absolutely. So we know that it's possible because Portland had so many injuries, right? I mean, before tonight, Collison was out, Nurkic was out, Gasol, and now we just got news that Dame Lillard will not be playing tonight for the Trailblazers, which is probably how Melo got inserted into the starting lineup. They need that offensive juggernaut. Right? Is he going to be enough to help them sustain a certain level of play to get back on the winning side of things?
I don't think that he can do it like right now. No, I don't think so. This team is not good enough for that. Without Dame, and that he's not going to be that guy who can step in and do what Dame is doing right now. It's just too late for Carmelo. I think that he can help them because they do need another piece. They do need another piece to score because when Dame was scoring 60s and 30s, McCollum wasn't coming with him sometime. But when McCollum comes with him, they have a good chance of winning games. With so many people out in Portland, they need a boost to somebody to come in there and see what they can do. And Carmelo is that guy that can score the basketball. If we see anything like Carmelo 8 years ago we'll be okay. They'll be okay.
I'm a little bit worried about what we're going to see because, first of all, Carmelo was trying to change his game. He was transitioning and trying to be a stretch four because that's more where he needs to play if he's going to survive in this new NBA. Second of all, the last time I saw him in a featured role was in OKC, and he was the most inefficient player in the league that took 15 shots or better. He was shooting 40%. Carmelo Anthony, in his heyday, he would jab step you to death, and no one could do anything with him in the mid post. The problem is he was a one-trick pony that can no longer do that trick. At least that's what I saw in Oklahoma. He was no longer efficient at that. I'm hoping they don't try to force feed Carmelo the ball. Let him find his way, pick his spots, because I'm not sure if we're going to get the same Melo that can just jab step and take over quarters the way he used to.
And you got to understand this is different. This is different era, different basketball. More fast, more pick up space. He was a ball stopper. So now we can't have that right now because if they miss shots, people are going to get out on the floor and they're going to score. Then if you go back down to him and stop the game again, you're going to get down too much. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think Terry Stotts is going to get him into the flow, get him a couple of pin downs and stuff, come off, shoot a little bit, and get him in a more active role than just feed him in there until he gets involved with this basketball team.
They're projecting he'll play about 20 minutes tonight, so that seems like it's about right to get him going in a good rhythm. I'm curious to see, though. We know that Portland needs help offensively, even with Dame Lillard in. But what they also need help with is a little defense. Let's take a look at the Trail going cold, comparing October to November, looking at the Trailblazer numbers. And it drops off a bit in November, as you can see. Field goal percentage goes down a bit, but the bottom line is the big one, the opponent's points. Going up by 8.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Dame didn't drop off too much. He dropped off like a point.
Right.
But I think that's wearing him down. That's wearing him down. And teams now are starting to double players. You see what Toronto is doing. Every time they play a superstar, they did the same thing with Dame. They doubled him, and they're still letting him see a lot of crowds and twos. And they're contesting his shots. See, he's getting trapped a lot. So now this is taking a toll because they know they don't have anybody else on the floor that can score like him. So that's what they do to take him out of the game.
And that basically what has happened to Portland is the same script that was used against them 2 years ago in the playoffs by the Pelicans is the same script that you can use to defeat them today. Golden State went right back to it in the playoffs last year when they swept them in the Western Conference Finals. If you double Dame, double him hard off the screen and rolls, double him in some of his ISO situations, the other guys aren't good enough to beat you.
Right.
And so as long as that's the case, there's going to be a problem with how they're going to function. But then when you combine that with the fact that they're not guarding anybody, 118 points, GP, that is a lot of points to give up. So if your superstar is getting extra attention, and sometimes that's throwing that backcourt off, and then you have nights where you're just simply not guarding people, giving up 118. 118 means you got a lot of nights where you're giving up 130.
Yeah.
And so you can't do that. You can't have those lows offensively, and then at the same time, defensively, you can't guard anybody. I'm not sure what Terry Stotts has to do. I know Terry Stotts is a great coach. I played with him in Dallas. He was part of that 2011 run. He has all the plays. He has a lot of answers. I'm just not sure what the answer is for him, is how they're going to fix this defense.
Personnel. That's what it is. He doesn't have a personnel. That's what it is. It's always happening with Portland. They don't have the personnel to let him run what he needs to run, and that's why they're getting beat so much, because he doesn't have players, and he has to. That's why they went out and got Carmelo. The simple reason, because they need something, they need a punch. Until their players come back, this team is going to be like that. They're going to give up. They're going to give up 118 points, and they're not going to play defense because they just don't have the personnel.
Well, that's not pretty. And if I didn't mention it before, I said Dame Lillard is out. It's because of the back spasms. If you notice the numbers at the bottom of that graphic we showed you, the last 3 games, his shooting percentage from behind the arc was 18%, likely due to the back spasms, which started in that game against Toronto.
Hey, he's trying to carry the whole team on his back. That's what's going on.
There, look at the rookie, Ja Morant. He already has scored 20 or more points 6 times this season.